when I tell someone that my child has ADHD, I think the typical responses would be, but he looks okay. But isn't that what a child does? There's also the gendered response like, but he's a boy, he's just being what he's supposed to do or how he's supposed to behave. And then I think the kind of response that might be more common in the Malay Muslim community would be like, but he will grow out of it, right? And you just have to make lots of prayers that he will change, as he grow up, and he will grow out of this. So this type of response strikes me because although as a person of faith, I believe in, the power of prayers, but I think that we also have to be realistic about the challenges and acknowledge them and acknowledge the struggles. We cannot simply, just sweep under the carpet and think of it as something that will disappear as the child grows up. So I'm Kalsum. I have 3 children whom I'm homeschooling. Their age range from preschool, primary school to secondary school. We have been homeschooling for about 7 years now. I used to be a civil servant at the Ministry of Manpower. I was doing policy and legislation. So I think to even think of not working or to be a full-time stay-at-home mom was not something that I thought I would do. But somehow, along the way, adding on to the decision of being a stay-at-home mom, I decided to also homeschool my children. So it was something that I think a lot of people did not anticipate. While I was growing up, I think that the word hyperactive is typically used for children who are jumping off the walls or exhibiting impulsive behaviors. Actually, my son does not have the very typical ADHD signs. He's more inattentive. Of course, as a child, he was fidgeting. He was a bit clumsy in his movements. He wasn't jumping off the walls, which was how one would think of someone with ADHD. So, which is why the diagnosis was a bit surprising for us. But I think it was because of the constant inattention, and it was affecting not only his studies but also his social interactions. That made us, think that there could be something that that we are not picking up, and that's why we decided to seek a further diagnosis. I think the misconception that ADHD individuals will grow out of the ADHD is something that is problematic, and it is something that needs to be dealt with. There are expressions like, somebody I know, the son was so hyperactive. He used to be so naughty, but after going to NS, he changed, he's more disciplined now. I think that last statement is so problematic in so many ways. But I think fundamentally, the understanding that ADHD is a neurodevelopmental condition, it stays with you. It just manifests itself in different ways. So I think that is something that needs to be understood. I think that initially, because I couldn't differentiate whether this is just him being naughty or being disobedient, But I think, I believe that having met a lot of individuals with ADHD, they kept stressing that, it's not that we don't want to. It's not that we only do not want to if we can't or if we feel we can't. So then I think it made me understand better that, I will be more empathetic towards his condition. So as a parent, and I learned that I have to build his confidence, step by step. Only then he will be more open to try new things or work on something that he's not good at. But I think that the children also need to own that this is something that they face with for the rest of their life. It's not about making it a crutch. It's not about making ADHD an excuse, but they need to be aware what their brain is capable of, what their body is capable of. Then they're able to, set better limits for themselves and even set better targets for themselves. I think over time, the improvement that I've seen is that he has been able to take more initiative, and I think it is amazing that he's able to wake up on time and get ready for his class, settle his chores before the start of his class. And he looks as if, someone is very highly disciplined, and compared to the image of an ADHD child being very impulsive and not able to manage his behavior, I think that, he has gone a long way. I think my biggest struggle is my own limitation and flaws. I think that I've had to learn so much about parenting, about education, and the world of special needs in general within such a short period of time. And I'm not the most patient person in the world. So there were hard times. I think I've committed every possible mistake, with my child, with my ADHD child, who's also my firstborn. Yeah, but I'm very thankful for his patience, for letting me grow into my role as a mother. I think attending a lot of the UA activities helped me have a better understanding of my child. Some of the courses that I attended under UA also helped me jumpstart new initiatives or new attempts, like new ways to approach my son. Like specifically the one by Dr. Ross Green on collaborative problem solving. I think that the techniques that he shared would have been useful for any parent, whether or not the child has ADHD. I think specifically in our situation, it helped. And I recall how a lot of us, we couldn't stop talking about it for weeks, within the parent circles, because we felt that I think this is what we needed all along, like a clearer steps on, to try to manage our relationship. As a parent, I feel the need to equip myself to steer my child away from the undesirable trajectories of having unmanaged conditions. And I want that for other parents of children with ADHD as well, because they do not remain children with ADHD. They grow up to become, young adults with responsibilities as parents themselves also in future. So I think that we need to recognize that there are challenges throughout their development, and being prepared, being aware, taking actions based on fact, based on knowledge, based on research, based on what other people have also gone through. I think it will make us better parents.